there's no way Nigeria can create all the music in this world. If Ghana didn't have something special, why does everybody come here?
Why do they come here?
Why does the artists from Nigeria come here, South Africa come here, Tanzania come here?
Yeah.
What exactly is in this source that people come for? So there's something here that is essential to our culture, our music, and everything. So the priority, again, is access, and is where the love is.
It's where the love is, and that's it. I kind of agree with you on that. I'm going to ask this question, but I have to be, you know. Now, I don't know if you followed this conversation. There was an interview Sarkodie did, and he said Ghanaian media should go international so they could plug Ghanaian artists in on global platforms.
Yes. I think what I would say to Sarkodie is that for Ghanaian media to go international, I think they also need the international artist platforms to be seen by the rest of the world. If an American artist is coming to Ghana now and they know some Ghanaian artists, they should also have an idea of one or two broadcasters and media platforms they should go to. You know where they will see it? Through the artist platforms. If the artists go to interview on Hits FM, on this FM, on that FM, post it, show it, let the world know that this is local media that's supporting the culture back home here. And by that way, when people come here, they think of those local medias first, and they also think highly of those platforms. Now, Ghanaian media going international, it's difficult for home-based media to go international. What do they want to do? What does Hit FM want to be doing in London?
In London, exactly.
Unless you go and cover a show. Maybe you just cover a show, bring the highlights, come into Ghana and show it on your platform or play it on your platform. That's about it. But in terms of going international, our audience in diaspora, you don't know how big Ghana media is in America and the UK. That's what every Ghanaian in diaspora is focused on, the media back home. Because they enjoy the gossips, the entertainment, the drama, the music, they're into it. So what probably needs to be done is that the media back home also need to research on where those audiences are, dig a little bit deeper in what exactly they might enjoy more, and try to expand on that. But for me, I really think the power is a collaborative effort. The media back home has one job. That job is to project Ghanaian artists and creatives to Ghana, and also make sure that when the world comes into Ghana to see them, they see the presentation on an international level. You know, it's not about really going international. It's more about the artists working with the media platforms to let the world see what the media is doing here.
This is so deep.
It's important. It's very important.
A lot of Africans think that the Nigerian music industry has become impenetrable for other African songs, unlike Nigerian music easily invading other parts of the continent.
Yes.
Do you agree?
I think you would agree this is what I'll say. Nigerian music penetrates other parts of Africa. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Nigerian artists go into other parts of Africa to promote. Ghana, Accra is just as important as Lagos to a Nigerian artist. The Accra market, the media market in Accra is just as important. Once they finish Lagos, the first thing that comes to their mind is Accra. Let's go to Hits. Let's go to 3. Let's go to Joy. Let's go to... It's part of the promoter. They invest in that. Then once they leave Accra, where next? Kenya. Let's go to Kenya. Let's go to Uganda. Let's do South Africa.
Tanzania.
It is in the Nigerian artist mentality that you have not properly done your marketing until you invest in these different territories around Africa. That's number one. And by doing that, what you do is you introduce not only your music to that audience, but you introduce yourself to them. So they might not like Zlatan's music, but they find Zlatan interesting. And interest in his personality will now do the reverse, bring them back to his music and get it played. He comes on Hits FM. He was so nice to Doreen. He treated everybody on set so nice. You know, he brought breakfast, he gave drinks, he took pictures. Whether you know his song or not, when he leaves, Doreen adds his song to the playlist. And that's just one. That's just Latan. Now next week, my wife is coming. My Okun is coming. Next week, Jemo is coming. Yemi Alade is coming. Ultimately, those guys fill quotas because of their drive and persistence to market themselves outside of the culture. Now, other African countries, Ghana inclusive, have not done the same thing on the Nigerian market. Sarkodie is arguably the most successful Pan-African artist in recent memories in Nigeria. Do you know why? Sarkodie has at least 15, if not 20, major A-list collaborations. Davido, P-Square, this, that, and is constantly in Lagos. Going there, promoting. You have to invest in that. And then it's not a one-time thing. You almost have to make Lagos like a second home. The same way you treat Kumasi from Accra, you go and treat Lagos that way. Yes, it will be difficult because we're used to Nigerian music. But what Nigerians appreciate are hard workers and people who want to come and showcase themselves. South Africa is far away. I remember at the time, AKA was one of the popular guys in Nigeria and also in Ghana. But when was the last time he came here?
I haven't seen him or heard about him in a long time.
Whereas, when was the last time you heard about Wizkid? Maybe 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
That's it.
Yeah.
You must
constantly.
It's a constant. It's investment. Yes, a lot of people talk about finances, and probably that is a major factor in helping people to promote. But I think there are easier ways of doing that. Collaborations is number one. If you want to target any market, your first point of call should be collaborating with artists in that market. It gets you on the playlist quicker. It gets you visibility quicker. Then second of all will be you putting boots on ground. And I think that's really what has affected, you know, other countries penetrating the Nigerian market. If they treat Nigeria the way Nigerians treat other territories, trust me, we'll be talking different. Come on, are you telling me that if a Kidi, Kwame or King Promise constantly goes to Nigeria, all the girls there will not love them?
They will chase them. They are fine boys, man.
That's it.
That's it, of course.
In all these years, I mean, with all these good songs you released back then, I want to find, did you take a break? Did you, what was it? Why haven't we heard from you all this while?
The music industry went through a transition, and at that time, some of us were not prepared for the transition that came, the digitalization that came. Most of us were not prepared. We used to have producers who were producing us, and at that time, if you finish your work, you have to give it to a producer, and the producer will use his money to sponsor. But when that transition came, it was difficult for them to recoup their money, so most of them stopped producing songs, and the ministry started struggling. And some of us, it affected us, and we couldn't do more with the music, so we have to lay back. But I believe it was in the plans of God for us to do something else. So at that time, the Lord ministered to us concerning like full-time ministry. I used to be an evangelist before I released my album. In fact, I completed Bible school even before I released my first album. So at that time, we were in the mainstream ministry. So we decided to concentrate on that one for a while. Yes.